Sure. Rob Ryan here, my sister. And actually, she's no relation, but she's awesome. And anyway, just happy to be here. And only reason I left pro football, I've been there the last 25 years. It's well documented. This is the first time in long time that I've been in college football. Last time I was at Oklahoma State, we were a top 10 defense, and that was about 25 years ago. Last time I stopped anybody. But anyway, you'll see this. I'm gonna be me. I'm comfortable in my own skin, so I hope you are. I enjoy people. It's a people business, and I had my first taste. We were in a team meeting yesterday, and to see the young faces looking back, it was refreshing and it was exciting. And obviously here I'm joining the best coaching staff in the country. Lincoln Riley is right there with McVay. They're the best offensive coaches, best guys in the country. I don't care what what league it is or whatever it is. That's just the truth. And I've been around some pretty good ones. I've been around Bill Belichick. I've been around Al Davis. I've been around Sean Payton, all these guys. These are the best offensive coaches in the country. So obviously when to come to a place, if I'm going to leave pro football, I'm going to come to a college. I want to win a national championship. And so I want to make sure I chose USC. It's the right place to be. And so, I chose Lincoln. I've been a big admirer of his, with kind of hard not to like a guy. He's got all these Heisman Trophy winners, So, and then Danton Lynn, we go back. Rex and Allen are like best buddies, and me and Danton coached together at two places, Buffalo and Baltimore. We were number one in run defense when I was there with Danton. So. Anyway, I moved on from there. But anyway, let's open it up, and everybody just whatever. I don't hear great, so you may have to speak up or whatever.
Hi, Coach Keeley, or team reporter here at USC Athletics. You mentioned, the relationships and between Lynn and your brother. How far back does that go, and how much did that influence you to come to USC?
100% it influenced me. He brought it up to me, and I'm like, you're out of your mind. But then, but I got to thinking about it, and he kept selling it, and he sold some of the players here and things like that. And this is a young Mike Tomlin. Way I look at him, he's Danton's sharp as he can be. He's a wonderful person. He's a great teacher, and so my son was on the staff. I'm teaching him like. My father, clear nepotism, man. He hired me and Rex to coach with the Cardinals. We have been college coaches. Complete nepotism, absolutely. Well, once you get there, you got to do the job. I mean, both of us coached in the league 25 years. I think we were decent coaches. I'm just going to say we're probably some of the best that ever coached, but we needed a chance. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling the truth. But, and I want to do the same for my son. So, to have them a chance to be around the best young coaches. These coaches are, I call them young because they're young compared to me. And so it's an opportunity. It's awesome. And, the truth about USC now, when I was coaching the great Willie McGinnis, we were winning 2 Super Bowls together, Belichick's first 2. Willie always had USC gear on. He always repped USC. And there's not a guy that loved his school more than Willie McGinnis. Now, I'm looking over there, I'm assuming the building's named, the stadium's named after him, something, I don't know, because he was the best. No one reps their school more than he does. And, he's long, gorgeous, tough guy. God, he was one of the smartest guys I ever coached. But, he always repped USC. I'm like, man, dude, what's up with this? And then I get Isaiah Pal-Mao last 3 years in Vegas, and I see this kid. We don't even draft him. The kid's super talented, and just like in USC, all you had to do was put him on the field. He'd make a play. I'm like, man, I kind of like this kid. Then I met his wife, who also was in theater, I guess, at USC, and I'm like, man, these are match made in heaven. Both of them are gorgeous people. They're smart. They love their school. He played football. She was in, whatever that great, you call that, arts building. And it's like they met each other. So, you got the best academics, you got the best football, and you got, he ends up meeting his mate. I'm like, man, this is a spot to be. It's a spot to be. So anyway, so I mean, it's a match made in heaven. And Rex and Anthony Lynn, not D. Lynn, Anthony, his dad, they go way back. And the only way Rex could get Anthony, he wanted to, hey, you're assistant head coach. He's given all those titles. That's a great title, by the way. But anyway, he's like, hey, you can do this, you can do that. I'm going to pay you $1 billion. Well, Anthony was still kind of balking at him. Like the Jets never had a quarterback until Sanchez. All right, so they're like, well, oh, by the way, I'm going to hire your son so you can tell your wife that you turned, him down and your son. So that's where Danton got his first start, was under Rex. So that made A-Lin come with him. So rest is kind of history, but there you go, a little brief history.
Ryan Abraham, USCFootball.com. You said you haven't coached in college for quite a while. To get indoctrinated by going out on the road and talking to 17-year-old high school kids, like how was that first experience? Like you haven't done something like that in quite a while.
Well, I was with Henny, who's like, I mean, that's Pete Carroll. Like that guy's he's got energy. He's unbelievable. Everybody loves him. He walks in the building. He's like, oh, Henny. Like he's the man, so it was pretty easy. No, they did not trust me going out by myself. I would have probably broke every rule. No, I wouldn't have. Maybe a few of them. But it was awesome to be around him. And then, I think I'm kind of used to like seeing a player, know what he looks like. And when you see a face that you're used to looking at, it's like, oh, I want that kid, So I saw a couple of those on the road. And I'm like, all right, this will be pretty cool. And then I got back here and I got you looking at these young kids, he's 170 pounds. Can you project? Oh, this is where it's going to be a little different. So, I'm still kind of getting used to that, but, it's a people business. So back when I was coaching at Tennessee State 110 years ago, I used to sign a lot of kids. So I'll be okay. I'll be good at it for sure.
Connor Morissette with USCFootball.com. So the linebacker room, you got Eric Gentry coming back, and then a lot of young guys around him. What's your evaluation of the room that you've inherited?
Oh, I love him. I'm excited. Like the Gentry, he's a tall guy. He's big. He's done everything this school has asked of him this year. Like he's been in the weight room. Those guys do an amazing job. He's got the diet going. He's built his body up. The guy's been fantastic, and he does the unnatural natural. Like, I love this kid. This kid makes more plays. My God. Like, this guy's going to be fun to work with. And he's got these vines for arms. I do great with those guys with the long arms, Vrabel, McGinnis. Like, this guy's going to be hitting people. The biggest thing is he's going to hit them before they hit him, and get used to that. And I can help, a kid as talented as he is. He reminds me of a honey badger. Just stick him anywhere, that kid will make a play. Like, that, it is fun. It's going to be fun coaching him. I just met him briefly, and, he's a good-looking kid, so it's like it's going to be a lot of fun with him. And really excited about Dez. Dez plays the way I like. He plays violently. I know, maybe that's not a great word. I'm not allowed to say he'll dent a helmet, but, he's going to hit people, and I enjoy players like that. Cerebral guys like Sean Lee, my rookie Cole Holcomb led everybody, and nobody knew who he was. He led all rookies in tackles when there was 4 first-round picks, and Cole Holcomb, he was better than all of them. But we're going to make these guys great and greater than they want to be. And obviously, I've got some really good talent there to work with. Excited about the recruiting class. I can't talk about that, but really, really happy about these guys. We may not have a lot of kids, but they're going to be good ones. I saw them working hard in the weight room, and it's going to be a fun group to work with for sure.
Coach Mark Hulkin, over here.
Yes, sir.
Mark Hulkin, WeAreSC.com. You've been coaching, as you said, forever, since Methuselah was walking around as a baby. Have you seen the culture change a lot in between, when you were coaching in college 25 years ago to the NFL and then coming back to college now? Have you seen a personality trait difference? And then second part of the question, better hair, you or Coach or Troy Polamalu?
I'd have to say Troy there. That's a close one. Mine's a little grayer, but he's getting a little tinted gray now. Both of us, ironically, married Greek women. Whew. Well, it's tough. That's tough. So I'm sure she's in charge of his house like mine's in charge of me. But what was the other question? Oh, coaching? You know what? That's the biggest overrated thing there is. People are people. The only people who are going to survive in football are guys that are the alphas, that are tough, that love contact, that enjoy running to the ball, competing at the highest level. And that's what you still see. Like, oh, this guy, well, he's on social media. He's on it. I get it. But at the end of the day, when they're looking back at you, they're the same guys. They're the same guys. Like, that's who's successful. Smart, tough, competitive, hardworking, selfless, and football's important. That's the only people that make it. And when you're on this level, it's the same as professional football. Like, we got to win. Like, up there, that's what we're shooting for, and it's the same. So, I haven't even seen a difference, and I've been coaching for 40 years or whatever it is, and they all look, they're great. You could put any one of our kids in front anywhere. I don't care where it is. He's going to stand out, and the eyes will go to him because that's just who they are. They're the alphas. They're the best people in the world. And I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen the difference, and I enjoy them. I love being around them. They keep you young. They keep you excited. They keep you happy. Like it's, I don't know. I mean, I like teaching and coaching young people like that because they're so easy to be around. They're the best people in the world, and I think you could land them in any business at all, and they'll be successful.
Rob,
Yes, sir.
Luke Evans, Orange County Register. You mentioned your praise for Danton. I think you first worked with him back on the Bills, 2016. Yes. What did you notice about him then that was special or that you could tell was going to be special? And how have you seen him develop since then to where he is now?
Okay, well, first one, all right, this is no lie. All right, so, me and Rex were Cub fans, so the Cubs make it to the World Series. They're playing Cleveland for the World Series, Game 7. So Rex, being the head coach, he's like, well, let's go get a van and load it up, a bus, and take it over there to go watch Game 7. This is no lie. This is Tuesday during the season. I'm like, we can't do that. Well, he did. He took everybody but 2 coaches. Me and Danton. I was like, well, hell, we can't leave. We got work to do. We got to coach this team up. We got to get all these cards up. We did all that. But that's the work ethic we had. Like, sometimes, the good don't go with the bad. We had to stay and work, but that's what I admired about him. We were always going to work. I think it might have been my training from Belichick or whatever. I'm not leaving, hell. But, he's been great. And, we've also taken over reclamation projects. I took over the worst defense in the history of the National Football League when the great Steve Spagnuolo was coordinator. They were dead last in the history of the National Football League in defense. I went to New Orleans, we were 4th. All right. I thought that was pretty good. And then I did the same thing in Oklahoma State. They were 120-something in the country. We were top 10 that year. But anyway, coordinator year in both leagues. But that wasn't even the one in New Orleans. I never got even nominated. Like, excuse me? But anyway, Dan did the same thing at UCLA. They get to a garbage outfit and went in the top 10. All right, now he came here. Program was a little bit down. Clearly on the upside, watch where we finish this year. Watch where we finish this year. This guy is special. He's special. He knows how to get it done. He's a great communicator, great teacher. He's fun to be around. He makes everybody better, including the coaches. And, we'll see. I'm looking forward for the, spring ball or whatever. I can't wait. We're going to go against the best. Oh, good. Bring it on. Let's see. I can't wait to see that little JUCO kid from Hutch. Bam! We're going to get after his little butt. But anyway, it'll be great. We're excited. You know, and I saw the Mayava guy. I coached his uncle. I hated that kid when I first saw him. A USC kid, a little captain. Remember, he could walk under this table right here. Little guy. We draft this little runt. I'm like, oh, man. This guy, I was all over this kid during the OTAs. Like, man, this guy, man, you got to run to cover guy. Anyway, so then I'm like, hey, guys, Sweet Live is going on vacation with the family, going out to Hawaii, going to Maui. I've never been to Maui. I run things in Oahu, but I'm like, I'm going to go to Maui. He's like, hey, Rob, you get in any kind of trouble now, you just tell him you know Kalooks. I'm like, man, yeah, I'm going to tell him I know Kalooks. You know, get the hell out of here. Walk out there, do the usual. Got me and the wife there. Oh, we're going to have a romantic evening. Go out there, no rent-a-car. What do you mean? You never called for the rent-a-car? I told you she's Greek. I'm like, yeah, they must have lost it. So, of course, I forgot to call. Now they're out of cars. I'm in Maui. I got no car. So what do? I know Kalooks. I got a car. Oh, you know Kalooks? Swear to God, hand to God, true story. I got a van. I'm like, yeah, Kalooks, my man. Anyway, I ended up loving the kid. He was, oh, man, is he mean as a rattlesnake. And there was a reason why that kid was captain with all those first-round draft choices. I love that guy. Ended up, looks can be deceiving. Sorry. Threw that one off track there.
No apologies.
How about, I figured, Luca, you might, join the Lakers now. I mean, I thought you might have a question, No? Okay. What else we got?
Ryan Young, Trojansports.com. When did you first think that returning to college was ever a possibility for you? When the USC contact started, how long did it take you to kind of get on board with that kind of idea?
Danton brought it up, and, right at the end of the season, obviously, with AP leaving, that was, he had brought it up earlier, and then I was thinking about it, and then AP gets fired, and people don't know, like, me and Mark Davis are really close, all right? Me and almost all these great coaches, like Pete Carroll went there. I mean, he's a great football coach. I was comfortable in my own skin. I know I could have stayed and all that. But that wasn't the deal. What I wanted to do was, I'm 62 years old. I've been taking care of myself for a long time, but I wanted to give, my son a chance to be around these great program. And so that enticed me. And then to hear about the way Danton spoke about this place, about Lincoln, about these players on this team, like that safety is sweet, man. I see him now. I'd be bragging on him even more than Danton does. But it got me excited. And then when I came up, I brought my son up. I went and talked to Lincoln and Dave Emmerich, and I'm like, man, these people are legit. Like, I can't say no to these. This is going to be great. And, so, I mean, I'd like to say I asked my wife's opinion, but I'm like, man, I'm going to USC. So now she's packing what she now says is for the last time, and she is not happy with me, but I'm getting ready to go home today and got the dumpster ordered, and here we go. I'm going to be packing it up. The only difference is I'll be hitting the U-Haul coming, but we're excited about it. It's a great choice for me. I'm already pretty comfortable being here. I'm still, working a little bit on the recruiting thing, but, I'm happy to be here. Great defensive staff that we're around, and really enjoying it already.